Children don't come cheap, and it can leave our finances flailing on life support. In our latest tutorial, we give you our 5 top tips for new parents wanting to keep their piggy bank in rude health. Hi, I'm Marcus Da Silva. I've been in the investment industry for 15 years, teaching DIY investors simple strategies that help them invest sensibly for a better future. There's lots of podcast conversations and tutorials in the Steps to Investing YouTube channel. Check them out and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for all the latest. Children burn through a lot of things: clothes, snacks, time, your patience, and of course, money. On average, the investing platform Money Farm reckons they cost somewhere between £150,000 and £200,000 over the course of their lifetimes. Inevitably, it takes a chunk out of our finances and can derail our financial resilience. Everything from savings to borrowings, emergency cash, insurance, and of course, investments, such as pensions and ISAs. The UK's biggest online broker, Hargreaves Lansdown, released a survey showing that 69% of couples without children score good or great for overall financial resilience, compared to just 53% of couples who have children. Now, while for a single person without children, this score drops to just 28%, for a single parent, decent financial resilience sits at just 6%. Fortunately, unless we're talking about a storyline on EastEnders, you've got a few months to prepare before your zen, alongside your sleep, are shattered. Here, we give you our 5 top tips for new parents wanting to keep their finances on track. Number 1, get on the front foot, plan early. The big costs out of the door are usually for childcare and lost earnings on account of maternity or paternity leave. Get on the front foot by drawing up a tighter budget and then using the freed up cash to pay down expensive debts, such as credit cards, but also to build a bigger emergency fund. The guidance for a rainy day fund is between 3 to 6 months of living expenses, but increasing this might not be a bad idea given your extra responsibilities. Number 2, consider the worst case scenario. Now, I know it's horrid to think about the nightmare scenario of something happening to both parents, but planning for the unthinkable can relieve a little bit of that fresh parent anxiety. Practically, this means establishing guardians in the event something happens, but you also might want to think about writing a will so that your wealth will be distributed quickly upon your death according to your wishes. The other thing you might want to think about is insurance. Now, life insurance pays out a lump sum to nominees, such as your spouse or children, in the event of your death. The other thing to investigate is your workplace's sickness cover, including the small print details and the length of protection. If this is inadequate, then you might want to consider income protection insurance too. Number 3, know what you're entitled to from the government. The pandemic disrupted the process of child benefits a little, with only 75% of parents with eligible babies under the age of 1 claiming child benefits during this time. Currently, this is £24 per week for your eldest or only child, reducing to £15.90 per additional child. However, if you or your partner earn over £50,000 per year, this will start reducing on account of the high income child benefit tax charge. Nonetheless, even if you have to pay the charge, it's worth considering registering for child benefit, as children under 12 will attract national insurance credits, which go towards your state pension. With a full state pension amounting to about £11,500 per year for the 24-25 tax year, it's certainly not to be sniffed at. Now, from the age of 3, your child will also get 30 hours of free childcare. And there's a stack of changes coming down the line. From April 2024, parents of 2-year-olds will also get 15 free hours. Then, from September 2024, that will be extended to all children aged 9 months and over, And from September 2025, that will be increased to 30 hours. To get the full benefit of the change, you do need to wait to have your child until the start of 2025, but any child born since April 2022 will benefit to some extent. So make sure you check what you're entitled to. Number 4, junior ISAs can help you save and invest. When it comes to building a nest egg for your children, there's a sneaky tax trap to avoid here. Any savings under a child's name that has been gifted by parents will be taxed as though it is the parent's money once the interest received rolls over £100. It will fall under your personal savings allowance, which allows up to £1,000 of interest tax-free for basic rate taxpayers, reducing to £500 for higher rate taxpayers and £0 for additional rate taxpayers. If you exceed these limits, interest will be taxed according to your income tax band. One way around this is to draft in grandparents and friends whose gifts fall outside of these tax rules. The other is using ISAs. You're allowed to open both a junior cash ISA and a junior stocks and shares ISA per individual child, with an annual contribution limit of £9,000 across them, spread however you wish. Cash ISAs represent a low-risk approach to building a nest egg, but returns are unlikely to be as juicy as stock market returns over the long term. Of course, stock market investing involves taking more risk, but longer timeframes serve to reduce your chances of a loss, particularly if you are using diversified portfolios of shares such as trackers, funds, and investment trusts. For more on the benefits and drawbacks of cash versus stocks and shares junior ISAs, please see the first tutorial in our kids campaign. Our sponsors, Columbia Threadneedle, also have a range of investment trusts, so please check out their website. Number 5, don't forget about your own needs. Our last tip focuses on the parent that is staying at home, because it is usually their finances that are left destitute on account of lost earnings. Often this leads to lopsided pension contributions between men and women, as it's often women who are the primary caregivers. And it's a big cause of what they call the gender pension divide, which the latest data from the Department of Work and Pensions shows differing by an eye-watering 35%. One idea is to sit down with your partner in advance of the big arrival and consider ways of levelling the playing field. This could include shared parental leave, sharing pension contributions, and making sure you continue with your national insurance contributions to keep your record intact. If you want to hear more on the gender pension divide, we will be discussing it in an upcoming podcast, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. For more in our kids campaign, please visit the playlist in the Steps to Investing YouTube channel. Remember, when investing, your capital is at risk and you may not get back the original amount that you put in.